It's an ambulance that flies. Life Flight, a not-for-profit medical service, has been around since the late 70s and is based out of Aurora. KVAL's Kelly Anderson tagged along for a ride. And Kelly, we know these birds can climb high, but how far do they travel to save a life?
Well, these flights can fly within a 150-mile radius of their bases, which are located not just in Oregon, but in Washington, Idaho, and Montana as well. After 36 years of service, Life Flight has transported nearly 90,000 patients. These guys literally swoop in on the incidents where seconds matter the most. We spent a day with the team and got an inside look at how they handle real emergency calls.
We never know, exactly what we're up against. The pilot doesn't, at least when we're going to a scene call.
It's early on a Monday morning. The Life Flight crew just received their first call of the day.
Page came in as a standby request. That's often how our pages come through, and that's just get your gear and get out to the aircraft. They give us very basic information on our pager: medical patient, trauma patient, and destination with GPS and radio contact.
At this point, the only thing the crew knows is that it has to get to Douglas County, and fast. Flight crews have to work within a very tight time parameter called the golden hour. That's the time from when the incident is called in to when they pick up the patient and get them to the hospital. If they don't get the job done within that time period, it could mean losing the patient's life. 12 minutes after departure, the crew arrives on scene. Ground crews have already packaged the victim. Life Flight crews retrieve the patient and then take off again to go to Riverbend Hospital.
You're always focused. You got to be focused flying a helicopter. Flying is inherently dangerous anyway.
The helicopter finally lands on the hospital helipad 18 minutes after leaving the scene. It took the crew a half hour of flight time to get from their home base in Cottage Grove to Douglas County to Riverbend. The crew has traveled 52 miles. Now it's back to the station. CJ, tell me, what's the best part about this job?
You're looking at it, flying around, taking care of sick and injured people.
Are you ever scared when you're doing this?
Yeah, you get a little nervous, especially when the weather can be a little iffy, but for the most part, our pilots are very safe, and we have a really good safety record.
What about this weather? This looks pretty good to me.
This is the perfect weather to fly, actually.
The golden hour has ended, but for this patient, on this day, life continues. Life Flight will be expanding its services to yet another base this spring in Idaho. If you'd like more information on this service, you can visit their website at lifeflight.org. Live in the studio, Kelly Anderson, KVAL News.
Thanks, Kelly.